Come on, Taliesin versus Sergey. If the guy who went tooth and nail with Tai Tuivasa beats Sergey Pavlovich, I don't know what to say anymore. The sport is crazy, ain't it? Can't believe Taliesin Teixeira is ranked number 15 at heavyweight. That's with no good wins. What are we doing? The UFC heavyweight division is in a shambles. I think Rakic and Johnny Walker moving up in weight class will add some fire to the division. Let's see how it goes. Taliesin Teixeira did train with Glover and Alex Pereira for this fight camp, so let's see if that has a good effect on him or not. It should, I guess. See what happens. Michael Bisping says, yeah, from the sparring footage, he was looking pretty good against Alex Pereira. Shut up. Taliesin Teixeira has got some crazy opportunities, though. If he wins this fight, he's straight into the fucking top five. That's insane. A guy who lost to Derek Lewis 2 fights ago could be in the top five. Sergey Pavlovich, if he loses this fight, I don't know what to say anymore. Man, Sergey Pavlovich is in really good shape for this fight. So, what are the keys to it? Sergey Pavlovich needs to be very careful while closing the distance so that he doesn't get clipped. I think Taliesin Teixeira, on the other hand, I mean, this saying the I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but he needs to be very careful and to not let Pavlovich get into range where he can clip that chin of his. So, Sergey Pavlovich is so freaking scary, man. I don't care what anyone says. This Chinese ring card girl is so pretty. Taliesin looks confident. So does Sergey. Fainting. Yeah, Sergey just knocked him down badly. Sergey won. Knockout. What a knockout by Sergey Pavlovich. Closes the distance and sparks him out cold. What a win by Sergey Pavlovich. Fantastic. Just he got a shoulder fainted through the right hand. Got the win. Finished. Sergey Pavlovich is such an animal. What a knockout. So next up we have Zhang Minyang versus Alonso Meni. This is such an important fight for Zhang, man. I mean, if he loses to Alonso Menifield, who has lost to so many fighters in the light heavyweight division already, I think they're gonna cut Zhang Minyang as well. And if you are coming off a loss to Johnny Walker, that's already a bad look, and now on top of that, lose to Alonso Menifield as Johnny Walker back to back, they ain't keeping you around, son. Jan Minyang better be ready to get this win. I wonder who they're gonna put Pavlovich against. Next, I think Volkov. I think Pavlovich versus Volkov too is unfortunately the NFA. That sucks for Volkov because he's gotten this win already. But I don't see what's the other way. Man, even Sergey Pavlovich's smile is so freaking scary, man. There's just some scary dude. Scary ass. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding. Hey, Zhang Weili is in the crowd. I wonder what she has been up to. I mean, Zhang versus Dern. I think they're trying to keep Dern around this champion for as long as possible because they know that whenever she gets into the cage with Zhang Weili, it's gonna be really bad for her. Really, really bad for her. She's gonna get hurt bad in that fight. Ding 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 ding. How dumb. They just said on the UFC live broadcast that Justin Gagey is the guy with the puncher's chance. Why would you disrespect a guy like Justin Gagey like that? He has okay. He has more than a puncher's. Am I the only one who thinks he has more than a puncher's chance? I mean, Justin Gagey is a pretty. It's just that Topuria is just so much better than him, at least on paper, that it's hard to say that he has but like, why would you say that, and why would you market the fight saying, "Yeah, Justin Gagey has a puncher's chance"? Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So next we have Zhang. So neither Zhang nor is Alonso Benefield ranked. Yeah, he is ranked in the light heavyweight division. Let's see who he has. Who has he fought recently? He got KO'd by Volkan Ozdemir. Before that, he had two wins over Umar Say and Julius Walker. Very unimpressive wins. Got knocked out by Azmat Murzakanov. Got knocked out by Olberg. So, if Zhang Minyang should be aiming for a KO in this fight, if he wants to probably get a big matchup next. If he beats Alonso Menifield in dominant fashion in this fight, I think he can call for an Azmat Murzakanov matchup since Azmat is coming off a loss. And that's gonna be a big matchup for him and probably put him. The light heavyweight division is so thin right now. If Zhang Minyang can get a Alonso Menifield victory followed by maybe an Azmat Murzakanov victory and he's active, I think even call for maybe a Yuri Prohaska or a Jamal Hill matchup. So Zhang Minyang, after losing to Johnny Walker, could be just 2 to 3 fights away from maybe fighting for the, or at least being in contention to fight for the belt. Let's see. So let's quickly recap some big wins from this fight card. Ray Tusuria beat Louis Gurul. That's great victory. Louis Gurul is a fairly capable fighter. First round finish. That's great. Cody Haddon beat Aori Chilang. Cody Haddon had to pull out of his last fight against Malcolm Wellmaker, where Ethan Ewing stepped up in place of him and beat Malcolm Wellmaker. Then this is unfortunate. Alex Perez versus Sue Mudwerji ended in a no contest. Then this was a top 10 ranked fight in the flyweight. Let's see if no top 11 ranked matchup in the flyweight division. Jake Matthews had a great win over Carlston Harris. Not really the best opponent, but you know, it's fine. Kai Asakura could have set himself up for a top 15 matchup in the bantamweight division with a win over Cameron Smotherman. Kai Asakura, the UFC does want to break into that Japan market, so they got Kyoji Horiguchi facing Manel Cap soon. If he wins that fight, they could probably set up a Joshua Wang versus Kyoji Horiguchi matchup in Japan with guys like Kai Asakura and Ray Tsuruya on the undercard and some other Asian prospects in the card. Are there any good Japanese fighters apart from that? There are some women Japanese fighters too who are making moves. So let's see what happens. Alonzo Menifield's coach is Pat Berry. Okay, Zhang Minyang is 27 years old, so he's still a pretty young fighter. Zhang Minyang is 27 years old, so he's still a pretty young fighter. His wins over Anthony Smith, Ozzy Diaz, Brenson Ribeiro, Tuco Ticos. These are not bad. His wins over Anthony Smith, Ozzy Diaz, Brenson Ribeiro, Tuco Ticos. These are not bad wins. It's crazy how at bantamweight the number 5 versus number 7 guy fight doesn't even mean anything, to be honest. Wait, Alonzo Manyfield has only Pat Berry stepping out with him? What the hell is going on? He has no other freaking coaches apart from Pat Berry. Like, couldn't they have at least brought Rose along? What the hell? I mean, no wonder Alonzo Manyfield loses fights. Jesus Christ. Okay, they're announcing Zhang and Alonso finally. Alonso's 11 years older than him. That's crazy. Yeah. Zhang doesn't look that young, to be honest. He's 19 and pretty experienced fighter for his age. 27 years old, 19 and 26 pro fights. Pretty crazy. Man, Alonso Manyfield looks so scary. Jesus. Zhang Minyang doesn't look like he's the biggest light heavyweight, to be honest. Maybe he could make. Actually, this is the problem with UFC weight classes. I don't think he can make heavyweight, but I still think he's a pretty small light heavyweight. I mean, he could make middleweight. Again, this ring card girl is pretty pretty. They touch the gloves and front kick by Zhang Minyang. They exchange on good leg kick by Alonso Manifield. Return by Zhang Minyang. Zhang Minyang is rushing in. Fuck, Alonso Manifield just caught Zhang Minyang with a good left hook and his face turned red. Zhang Minyang is aggressive in this fight. Alonso Manifield is on the back. He's catching Zhang Minyang on the back foot though. They clinch up. Alonso Manifield catches him with a good elbow up tight. Good knee by Zhang Minyang. Good punch up tight with by Alonso Manifield. Zhang Minyang digs the underhook. Now he can reverse this clinch position on Alonso Manifield. He's cut under his eye. Zhang Minyang is. Why is he puffing air like that, dude? Zhang Minyang. It's usually Alonso Manifield, I feel, who gets a little tired, but now Zhang Minyang is just like, why and how? Digs the double underhook. Now he's going to try and reverse his position on Alonso Manifield. He, I think he caught him with a low blow. I think Zhang Minyang just those knees look sus, dude. He's catching him straight in the nuts. I think. Again, how's the referee not doing it? These referees are just so brain dead. He's not even looking, and they separate. Alonso Manifield as Zhang Minyang against the cage lands good shots on Zhang. Zhang Minyang looks worried. Alonso Manyfield going for the double up against the cage. Zhang Minyang is puffing air like a idiot after 3 minutes of fighting at a medium pace. Alonso Manyfield is winning this round, and Zhang Minyang looks tired. Alonso Manyfield is really putting the pressure on him. He has him against the has Zhang Minyang with the clinch up against the cage. Let's see if he goes for the takedown here. He did attempt it a while back, but I think he quit the. I think it would just take too much energy for a guy like Alonso Manyfield to get the takedown right now. Now Zhang Minyang caught him with a short as they disengage from the clinch. Now they're exchanging again. Zhang Minyang just jumps forward for no reason. Now they both look slow. Top 15 light heavyweights can't fight for 3 minutes without totally. Alonso Manyfield drops Zhang Minyang. Zhang Minyang is in the turtle position. He gets up. Zhang Minyang is about to get finished. Takes a big punch from Alonso Manyfield. Alonso Manyfield knocks him down, and Alonso Manyfield beats Zhang Minyang, knocks him out cold. Dominant performance by Alonso Manyfield, 38 years old. And Zhang Minyang is probably going to get cut with only Pat Berry in his corner. Alonso Manyfield does it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Zhang Minyang just got the shit beaten out of him by a slow unk in Alonso Manyfield. This is pathetic. Great performance by Alonso Manyfield. He needed this victory, and he's probably gonna get a good matchup in the light heavyweight division soon. Let's see who can they put him up against. Hmm. Why not an Azamat Mirzakhanov match for Alonso Manyfield? Yeah, why not? After a great win like that, he deserves an opportunity to make it to the top 10. And I think Azam and Mirzakhanov coming off a loss, I think they'll both be looking to make a comeback into the octagon at about the same time. So why not? Why not? And as for Zhang Minyang, I think he's about to get cut from the UFC. With one cornerman, 38 years old, Alonso Manyfield defeats Zhang Minyang with ease. The sport is so fucking wild. Let's see what is the next fight night which we have. Bilal versus Bonfim. You know, I think Bilal's gonna beat Gabriel Bonfim. Brandon Allen's gonna beat Edmund Shabazian. Perez Ziam is facing Tom. Like, what the hell, man? Why can't they give Perez Ziam a better opponent? That's crazy, man. Perez Ziam deserves maybe a Gamrot matchup. I know Gamrot just fought, but someone in that level. Perez Ziam has been on a great win streak of late, but I guess to keep him active, he will make some money. This fight night is so great. Bilal, former champ, Gabriel Bonfim, Brendan Allen, Perez Yam, Bryce Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. I think Bryce Mitchell was scheduled to face Victor Henry. Now he's facing undefeated 21-year-old prospect Santiago Luna. Ivo Baranowski versus Junior Tafa. Another great knockout coming up by Ivo Baranowski. Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. Marcus McGee is back against John Yanis. Bruno Silva against Ed. These fights are insane. These fights are insane. Okay, so Marcus McGee was scheduled to face Jakub Wiklak on this card. And I think Wiklak's pulled out. So Jordan Levitt versus Joanderson Brito was also on this card. So I think Edgar Sheres will beat Bruno Silva. Marcus McGee will beat John Yanis. Schnell or maybe Costa will beat Schnell, I suppose. Mm, Priscilla Cacuera is probably going to beat Chelsea Chandler. Jordan Levitt is probably going to beat Wanderson Brito. But what a fucking card. This is going to be epic. So I think Song Yadong is probably going to beat Davison Figueredo in this fight. Davison Figueredo has looked kind of, I would say, a little weak in his last few fights against Umar. Because that Umar fight was so weird because, I mean, nothing really happened in that fight. Then he's looked not great against Montel Jackson. Of course, he got that injury against Corey Sandhagen. Even he got about a year back. I think in the last UFC fight night in Macau, he lost to Piotr Yan. And he has been incredibly active though, despite that injury against Corey Sandhagen. He's fought twice. Now they're showing a preview of McGregor Holloway. I mean, am I the only one who has big time doubts about this? I won't believe it till I see McGregor making that walkout. I think if Song Yadong wins this matchup, maybe Umar, because Yan versus Murab has not been announced yet. So who knows? That fight is at least 2 to 3 months away. Umar hasn't fought in a while. So I think Umar is probably gonna be maybe on the same card as Yan versus Marab is gonna be the winner of Umar versus this fight. I mean, who else is making waves at bantamweight? I don't think the winner of if Eamon Zahabi beats Sean O'Malley, it's gonna be maybe a title shot for him next against the winner of Yan versus, or maybe not. I think they're gonna maybe the winner of O'Malley versus uh, the winner of O'Malley versus Zahabi is gonna face Umar on the same card as Yan versus Marab. Let's see if they can make that happen. Depends on when they want to make Yan versus Marab happen. Should be soon though. Should be soon. Davison Figueredo is making his walkout. Man, Figgy looks so frail, yeah. Even at bantamweight, he doesn't look very healthy. I mean, he has abs and all, but these are like not the you know pumped up abs. Like Song Yadong is so fucking jacked. It's ridiculous. I think Song Yadong is gonna get a TKO in this fight. He needs a good win. Song Yadong has already lost to a lot of the big names in the division. He's lost to Sean O'Malley, Piotr Yan, anyone else? No. He's already lost to Sean O'Malley and Peter Yan. And I forgot to mention, Umar and Mario Batista versus Corey Sandhagen is also coming up. But that's a while later. So let's see what happens. Even if Mario Batista wins that fight, he could also be on the short list for a title shot. Maybe the winner of this fight versus Mario Batista is going to determine who's going to be next for the bantamweight title, and they might give Umar a title shot anyway. Let's see what happens. Song Yadong making his walkout. He looks confident. He's smiling. This is a They want Song Yadong to win this fight. They've given him a older Davison Figueredo on this China card. Big showcase for Song Yadong. You know, in his home country. Last time they were in Macau, of course, it was Yan versus Figueredo main eventing, and this touch Figgy's back in Macau, which is great. At least people know him. He had that amazing fight against Peter Yan in Macau last year. Uriah Faber in the corner of Song Yadong. Man, Song Yadong is in such good shape. Shit, it's unbelievable. He's in unbelievably good shape. Yeah, they're making the new announcement. Song versus Figgy. Joe Martinez is the announcer. Not his biggest fan, but here we go. Am I the only one who smells a Davison Figueredo upset though? I mean, these fights are so Song Yedong has been so unsure of himself in his last few fights. He's looked so been so inactive that I don't know, man. Maybe Davison Figueredo has a lot of 5 round experience. I believe Song Yedong has been to the fifth round only once when he KO'd Ricky Simone in the fifth round. Song Yedong needs to put it on him fast. Davison Figueredo is still dangerous though. Those back muscles are insane. Both taking their time. Davison Figueredo in the southpaw position. Song Yedong is orthodox. Both trying to line each other up for a big one. Davison Figueredo is constantly circling to Song Yedong's right though. That could be a mistake or circle the other ways. David Figueredo again he is moving away though. He's moving out of this range. So but still Song Yedong could do a 1-2 and crack Figueredo with the right hand. Song Yedong is Davison could try for an inside leg kick. He could also switch to orthodox and throw an outside leg. I think that outside Song Yedong's outside leg is there to be hit in this fight. You know, he's standing really wide. Neither of them have thrown anything. Both these fighters could be a really boring fight where nothing happens too, you know. Good body kick by Davison. And Davison figure if the fight is of this nature, Davison Figueredo could go all day long. He does have a lot of 5 round experience against Yan, against Moreno, against he's been 5 rounds a few times, I remember clearly. Good right hand by Davison Figueredo while switching stances. Song Yedong doesn't really throw hands, man. That's his biggest problem. Like these are some positions where Song Yedong could be looking to close the distance and throw some heat with his hands. But Davison Figueredo attempts the takedown, shucked off by Song Yedong. Throw a jab, Song Yedong. What are you doing, brother? Davison Figueredo grabs a single. Song Yedong is hard to take down, though. I will say that it's really difficult. Good outside leg kick by Song Yedong. Davison Figueredo is now in the orthodox stance. Song Yedong feints a lot. He doesn't really throw anything, though. Song Yedong throws a kick. Davison Figueredo's won the first round against Song. Here's the problem, yeah. Song doesn't really throw anything. Even in the last fight with Sean O'Malley, he didn't push the pedal to the metal, get things going. That lost him the fight. Of course, in the third round, he did get pieced up. And now again, he's lost the first round to Figueredo. Song Yedong doesn't throw hands in this fight as well and loses an uneventful 5 round decision. It's going to be sad. Davison Figueredo should be liking what he did in the first round, though. Landed a few of the better shots. Song Yedong, of course, didn't throw his hands at all. Throw a jab, Song Yedong. Good kick, but Figueredo lands on Song's forearms. Like Davison could win this fight with kicks alone at this point, I feel. How is Song Yedong in the top 5? This is the only thing which is completely baffling to me. Who has Song Yedong beaten that he's in the top 5? Is the only thing which I want to know. He's finally throwing some jabs. That's good. Finally. Get him up in the clinch. Tire him out. Throw some knees to the body, Song Yedong. Don't lose this fight like this in front of your hometown. Your home country, I would say. Good lord. Song Yedong gets Davis and Figueredo down. They're scrambling. Song Yedong lands some punches. Davis and nothing good, you know. Davis and Figueredo circling. He's in southpaw. Throw a jab, Song Yedong. Good punch by Song Yedong. But nothing really which is catching Figueredo's attention, to be honest. You know, these are some pretty soft punches. Davison is tough. Good leg kick by Song. Song could be winning this round. I feel like this narrative that Song Yedong has some crazy power in his hands is such BS. Good body jab by Song. Figgy seems to be getting a little tired though, but he's a really tough guy. He never, even if he does get tired, he doesn't ever give up. Attempted the body spinning kick there. Good takedown by Davison Figueredo. Great timing by Davison and Song Yedong gets the Song Yedong taps out Davison Figueredo with the guillotine in round two. Great win from him in his hometown, home country of China. That's the end of the stream, folks. Shit performance by him. He's not gonna get any favors for this. Let's see what happens. Peace.